Okay, Coach, we are about 15 miles south of downtown Buffalo at New Era Field in Orchard Park. A few moments ago, to the delight of this Buffalo crowd, it was the Bills racing out of the tunnel as they get set to match up with the Jacksonville Jaguars. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. Here's Tywan Jones on the return. Then he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? So 5 yards there as one of the big guys up front moved.
And in a 4-3 front, you got the two defensive tackles right near the football. I know there's a lot of movement around there, but they're always taught to have one eye on the football. Apparently, that didn't happen.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo first down.
And that was a good run. This was only one of 9 guys to go over 1,000 yards in 2017. And I think you can't let him run wild here.
What do you think, 100 yards, the measuring stick?
Always. That is the threshold. You want to keep him under that if you want to play good defense.
On 1st and 10, it's Taylor. And he rifles one incomplete.
Used to have a coach just tell us all the time, those scouting reports aren't just to use up paper, guys. Well, nowadays, we're watching a computer screen, right? They scouted this team very well. Know that they like to use the running backs in the passing game. They covered that play successfully.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Second and 10, it's Taylor again. And this one is incomplete. Charles Clay has tied in the intended target, and that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
They decided to take a shot and right down the middle of the field, and really, they didn't give it as much time to develop, did they? They want to take that shot somewhere around the 15-yard mark.
And the defense able to recover, bat it free. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. To throw is Taylor. He completes it to Bryant. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They go play action here on 1st down. And this is incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Taylor incomplete on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10. They'll pitch it out to McCoy. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books. But now they have to make that up again, don't they?
Again, it's Taylor. Forced out to his left. Going to drop this off to McCoy. Complete. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. Taylor now to throw on third down. And Bryant's got it over the middle. And he'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. 11 more yards there, and this methodical drive continues. First trip to the red zone for the Bills. 1st and 10 right at the 20. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Being chased out left. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy, because you know he can throw the football. But how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. First trip to the red zone for the Bills. They've got a 1st and goal to go at the 7. Now McCoy. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line. Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bill shaken up on the play. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll give it to him up the middle. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal.
I don't know about you, Brandon, but I often think to myself, in these situations, I want a back who can create his own space, who can break tackles, and in a sense, become his own blocker. We don't have that guy in the game right now.
From the 3-yard line once more. Now here's 3rd and goal. From the gun, it's Taylor. And he fires one, but incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. And that is no good. And this will remain a scoreless game. And that one, my goodness, that was almost too easy.
Yeah, and you're not going to have too many attempts shorter than that one. I don't think anyone got a finger on it. That's about as bad a miss as you can have.
Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Here's Leonard Fournette, 1,000-yard rusher from a year ago. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Now Bortles throwing on second down. Flush to his right. And this is going to be incomplete.
No grounding call there. He had a receiver near the right sideline. It was pretty clear there. He just needed to get rid of that one.
And he did have a receiver in the area, but initially my view was obstructed, and I thought that was going to be grounding, but clearly the correct call made, and that is no call.
Is that why you threw your play sheet down? Is that why you did it? Was that the flag?
You can't be giving me up. I got a lot of issues up here in the booth. Throwing his Bortles on third down. Looking for Decker, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. Decker, the intended receiver.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon. So that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a first down carry here for McCoy. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Came out in a power set, but that only served to put more men in the box. And guess what? If you're going to do that, you've got to win up front, right? Your offensive guys have got to beat the defenders. They lost all leverage on that play.
On second down, here's Taylor. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Calais Campbell in there to get him, and that's sack number 12 for him on the year. Third and long. Taylor and company hoping to regroup after the sack. Now Taylor, eluding the pressure right. Going deep here for Bryant. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. Martavis Bryant, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bills have taken the early lead. Stephen Hauschka for the point after. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Here's Hauschka now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Jaguars getting set to go. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know. We know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, but the whole month of December is still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
A good way there to have him bounce back from the interception last drive. Something underneath, a little bit of rhythm going.
I know the best ones in the league have supreme confidence, but every now and then you need a little booster, don't you? This is their way of protecting him and bringing him back, and then they'll turn him loose later, I would think.
On second down, here's Fournette. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed, as that's going to move the chains.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
They keep it with Fournette on first down. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Bortles on the give to Fournette, and he stopped immediately there. Tremaine Edmonds there to bring him down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Bortles going to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. And this pass defense, they were sensational in the win last week, and they're looking good here so far in this first quarter.
You know, we often talk about how offenses get locked in, and that runs over multiple games where they're really, in that zone. Defenses can be the exact same way, and I think we're seeing an example of it here.
Murphy now to return. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They'll start the drive with a carry by McCoy. And a hell of a run! And room to run as he's up past the 35-yard line. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. Now Taylor to throw on second down. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Trying to get it there to Martavis Bryant. And it's 3rd and short.
Well, you've got a receiver here who's got 1 touchdown already in this first quarter, and they were trying to double his pleasure there. Wanting to continue to go to the guys already gotten into the end zone. But good coverage to make sure that this time it fell incomplete.
The Bills on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Now Taylor. They'll set up the screen to McCoy. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. The Bills send the punter out as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Taking it about the 16. Spinning away. And that negates a pretty decent punt return.
And the goal is to gain a first down on a punt return, which is 10 yards. This was much more than that, but it is going to come back due to the illegal block in the back.
Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10 at their own 21. They'll toss it to Fournette. Room here to run. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. On first down, Bortles. And his throw here's incomplete. Demaryius Thomas, the intended receiver. That'll bring up second down.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the number one thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
Sunday. Hey, 54, Ricky. Throw that.
Bortles again here on second and 10. And it's brought in by Eric Decker. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Now Leonard Fournette, nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Green 80.
Bortles to throw on second down. Throwing right side, that's complete. Demaryius Thomas. And he'll go down at the 28. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. And the penalty, a big assist to this offense. Now it's 3rd and 3.
Lucy.
To throw is Bortles. Caught, Safarian Jenkins, right side. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. On is Josh Lambo now for the Jaguar field goal. It'll come from the right hash. It's a 47-yard attempt. And he missed it. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So it's an empty possession, and as a kicker, not the way you want to start your day's work.
And now each team's missed a field goal here so far, Brandon, so apparently neither guy is immune.
Now a chance to take advantage of that missed field goal. 1st and 10, way up at the 37. After the penalty, it's McCoy. Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. He came out ready to play. That's 3 tackles for a loss, Charles, rolling the second quarter.
And that's problematic for the guys trying to run offense because that means he's got a pretty good idea of what they're doing and is actually beating them to the point of attack and making those plays. You might have to think about some misdirection or something to try and get him away from the ball.
He'll get about 4 as he's past the 35 to the 38-yard line.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
The Bills on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Out of the gun, it's Taylor. He's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there. That brings up 4th.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. And this will be taken at the 13. It's a 45-yard punt, but a decent return there of 9 yards. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive, missed field goal.
Always hurts a team because, you know, you've put something out there, you've given yourself a chance, you're in range, and the ball doesn't go through the post. But it's not something to panic about, I don't believe. Just keep playing and keep going.
Throwing is Bortles. Looking deep for Demarius. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
Hey, hold it.
Bortles now on first down. And they take him down. The Bills get to him.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Throwing now is Bortles. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
Under 4 to play now. Clock running. Third down. Shotgun now for Bortles. Drops it off for Coleman. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. They'll give him 8 on the play, and that'll bring up fourth down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high-percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Online, but off the crossbar, no good. A long-range effort denied 3 points at the very end. All things considered, a pretty good kick, just cruel punishment there to be denied by the crossbar.
If you're going to hit from that distance, sometimes you're going to need a little luck, and unfortunately for him, this time the break goes against him.
So the missed 56-yarder, and now the flip side. Good starting field position at the 46 near midfield. Throwing now, Taylor on first down. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. Give him 30 yards there.
Not the tallest receiver on the field, but he just shouted to admit that the little guy can't go downfield and make a big-time catch on a deep pass because sometimes they'll just out-scrap you for the football.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. Taylor now off the bootleg. Trying here for Bryant, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey.
Okay, partner, no surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10 at their own 27. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. Oh, twisting away. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back to Buffalo after this. They go play action here on first down. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Bortles will try again on 2nd down. He sets to fire deep. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd.
The one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. The Jaguars on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Working from the gun. It's Bortles. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. And the Jaguars send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Slow. Ready. 3-19.
They'll start on the ground with McCoy. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Charles, I think sometimes maybe we take LaShawn McCoy for granted. Been in the league since 2009. He's played 12 or more games every season as a running back. 30 years old this year. What do you see for his future?
I still see a very bright future for him, and you're exactly right. We do kind of take him for granted. Remember, he was with Philadelphia. Then he goes to Buffalo. Buffalo goes through the playoff drought before last season. And the Eagles, they win a Super Bowl without him. So, yeah, we forget just how special he is. But I do think with his running style, he's got many more seasons left.
And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. And he got a little aggressive too early.
And he did, wanting that quick takeoff as the ball was snapped. But I think sometimes those big guys on offense, they're pretty cagey too, right? They make those little sudden moves or those little subtle moves that get you to jump.
Good work that time to get him to jump, and now here's 1st and 10.
Under.
This time Taylor will throw. Flushed out right. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. They'll get a couple yards on that one. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Now they'll throw with Taylor. Escaping the pressure right. Bryant with a catch right side. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. A very solid gain of 27.
And there's Tyrod Taylor doing what he does best. Look, he's taken a few lumps along the way, and some people haven't believed in him. But this is where he excels, outside of the pocket, making plays.
As prolific with his legs as any quarterback in the league?
I would say yes to that.
They'll throw on first down with Taylor. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Calais Campbell in there to drop him, and his great season continues. 13 sacks for him now on the year. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Now it's Taylor. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. Third and long, it's Taylor. Steps away to his left. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And we'll see what he can do on the return. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. And now out come the Jags. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. A final shot before half for Bortles. Looking long for Westbrook. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So we've reached halftime here in Orchard Park with the Bills taking the lead into the break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This will be fielded at the 6. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Out come the Jaguars now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They're down here, but Very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the ball.
They got his man complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. And that one results in 35 yards. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Brandon, that play typifies what we've seen from the offense all day long. They've had no success getting things going. I think for the offensive coordinator, he's got to go to that side of the play sheet that says try something different, try some specials, something they haven't seen all day to try and get this offense kick-started.
On the screen, this is Coleman. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one because they tried to fool them, right? Tried to trick them, ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
So 1st and 2nd down went in the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13. From the gun, it's Bortles. Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. So the 3 points there gets him a bit closer, but you can bet there's probably some guys on that sideline, Charles, thinking we deserve a better play.
No doubt, Brandon. Those 2 misses earlier are kind of hanging over them right about now. In a tight one like this, if those are makes, then obviously this is a completely different game.
So here's the Bills offense now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And incomplete on the deep ball.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
Under.
2nd and 10, it's Taylor again. And the Jags get to him as down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
3rd and long. Taylor and company hoping to regroup after the sack.
Ready. Flag 32.
Now it's Taylor. Buying time to his left. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. Taylor hit. He lost the football. And the Jags grab it. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
380. Lucy.
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Bortles. And that is incomplete. Demaryius Thomas, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Well, pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a 1st down as well.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the 2nd level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
Throwing on 1st down is Bortles. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And he will bring this all the way up to the 30-yard line. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his 2nd interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
After the interception, here's Taylor. Nowhere to get away, and down he goes. Taylor is sacked. Malik Jackson getting in there from his defensive tackle spot to snow him under for a loss of 4. Second and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Now they'll try and run the sweep to McCoy. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 15 yards that time, and a Buffalo 1st.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that 1st half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. Jumpy on the right side of the line.
Sometimes when you're on the end, a little bit farther away from the ball, any type of movement will get you to jump, and that's exactly what happened there.
Now a chance to make that encroachment penalty really hurt. 1st and 5. From the gun, it's Taylor. Going to drop this off to McCoy. Complete. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. It's a gain of 13 and a Buffalo 1st down.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 41. Here's Taylor. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just 2nd down.
Sometimes we wonder about play calls, but this one made perfect sense to me. He's got the only touchdown that they've scored in this game. Tried to get it to him again on another deep ball.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Second and 10 now, it's Taylor. They'll set up the screen to McCoy. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. Now that screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there because trying is one thing. We can second guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize it is broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the first down on third down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
The Bills send the punter out as he's on here to punt it away. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. The Jags offense now gets set and heads back onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Second and 9 now from the 21. On second down, here's Bortles. And Decker's got it. And he's able to get up here to the 26. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
From the gun on third down, Bortles. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Jordan Poyer. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. Thomas, the intended target.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Now Taylor with a draw to McCoy. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. And that's a loss of 7 on the first down play.
Well, so much for all the time that you spend in practice, because for offensive linemen and running backs to get in sync, that requires a ton of practice time, a ton of watching tape together, a ton of really getting to where you're thinking with one mind on every single play that's called, every single run, because you want to know how your guy's going to block it. They want to know how he's going to run it, what kind of...
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. That had disaster written all over. You've got a right-handed quarterback, a rolling left, and throwing it pretty far downfield.
It's really difficult to do, to try and get your body twisted around into the proper position and get anything on the ball as you heave it downfield. And that's what it actually turns into, a heave. And that's not really a good throw, is it?
Not good, and we saw the result. So after the INT, it's Bortles. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
So much of this game is about leverage. We always talk about low man wins in the trenches. Well, it's like that in just about every position. And sometimes, if you lose that leverage and you're losing the battle, just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away. And that's exactly what happened there.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. A handoff to Fournette. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a third down.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did, to get them into a manageable third down, because they had the incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
The Jaguars on third down. As bad as you can be. 0 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Back now in Buffalo. It's Jaguar football, but a little work to do for them. They trail here as we start the 4th. The Jaguars on third down. As bad as you can be. 0 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Shotgun now for Bortles. And that is incomplete.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Here's Murphy. It's a return of 4 following a 42-yard punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Bills offense coming out, ready to take over. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir, able to turn that into a positive gain. On 2nd down, Taylor. And he slings one that's incomplete. He was trying to get it to LaShawn McCoy. And it's 3rd and 4.
So it looked like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
Ready. 319. 319. Slow.
Now Taylor to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be brought down with the 1st down and a late flag here too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they march off another 15 against your squad.
Now Taylor going to hand this one off to McCoy. And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Slow. Ready.
Now Taylor to throw on 2nd down. He's got his man in the crossing route. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. First target, first catch at a 1st down. Well, clear running situation, trying to take time off the clock. You ran the previous play, set that play action up nicely.
Boy, did they ever, because they had shown the ability to run the football. So now you lose your keys as a defense. You dive for the running play, and they hit them over the top.
Taylor with a give to McCoy. And he takes it into the end zone across the chalk. Now there is a flag down, but I think that's offsides on the defense.
Yeah, I think that's going to stand, partner.
Hauschka now for the extra point. Hauschka adds the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Here's Hauschka now to kick it away. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
Not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the fourth. Now Bortles on the bootleg. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he's able to get up here to the 26. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and that'll make it a second down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Here's a give to Fournette. And an alley to run. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 10 yards there. Good enough for a Jags first down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Left side complete, Safarian Jenkins. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 44-yard line. A fake to Fournette. Now it's Bortles to throw. That one complete to D.D. Westbrook. Back-to-back nice plays. 12 yards that time and a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
From the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. Bortles now on first down. And it pops free. The collision there jarring the ball loose and brings up second down.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Bortles will try again on 2nd down. He's going to look deep down the field. And that one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football here. Nearly a 4th pick. And it's 3rd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
11B. So right. Lucy.
Again, it's Bortles. And able to find Decker. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. First down, Jacksonville. The passing game looking sharp on this drive for the Jags. Finally, a first red zone opportunity for these guys. They have a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. Into the red zone, it's Bortles. This will be caught at about the 5. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll try to punch it in with Fournette. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to...
And he's got it. It's Thomas for a Jacksonville touchdown. Demaryius Thomas, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Jaguars have cut it back within a score. So here we go now as the Jaguars will go for 2. From the gun, it's Bortles. And this is caught. They got it. And that could be an important 2 points. It gets them back within a field goal. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. Now Jones. And he'll take this across the 25. A couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Bills offense now, they get set to head back on the field. A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead. Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely. And remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't always correspond to what's up on the clock. What they need to do is play a little bit of keep away right now. Run the clock down. Make sure their opponent doesn't get the ball back. Their dream scenario, get enough first downs and make them eat up their timeouts so the game ends when you're kneeling down with the football.
A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. On 2nd down, here's Taylor. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Dante Fowler. And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Here's Taylor. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set to go again. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. And I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. Do they want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
On first down, Bortles. Incomplete over the middle, Safarian Jenkins. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones in a first down. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Fournette, a first down carry. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Not in a position where they absolutely have to rush right now, but they definitely have to pick up the tempo a bit.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. He's back to throw. To Decker over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
Here we go, here we go.
He'll look to throw. He'll set up the screen to Fournette. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 7 yards there on the first down screen play. Inside of a minute to go now. 2 timeouts left. Still in pretty good shape.
I think they're in excellent shape here if they use the timeouts judiciously and use the sideline as an additional timeout.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
I know they got a little yardage there, but I'm not sure the investment is right. They're still running the football, and I'm not sure there's enough time to continue to do that.
They'll look to throw. Coleman has it here right side. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. First down, Jacksonville. The passing game looking sharp on this drive for the Jags.
Let's go, let's go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. As the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining.
Let's go, let's go. Green 80, Green 80. Green is there.
Back to throw. He'll get this over to Westbrook. It's complete. First down, Jacksonville. The passing game looking sharp on this drive for the Jags. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
This offense trying to take the lead after trailing by 16. They've got it first and goal right here. Back to throw. That's caught. It's Thomas. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. That'll bring up second and goal after the gain of 5. Now there's the timeout signaled for with 2 seconds to go. And the field goal unit likely trying to send this one to overtime. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. On is Josh Lambo now for the Jaguar field goal. With 2 seconds left in regulation, this to force overtime. And he's not able to come through. This is no good. And that is how this game comes to a close. Well, we were prepping for overtime up here in the booth, partner. Thought for sure we were destined for OT. And then the chip shot field goal, no good. A tough loss.
Oh, without question, because when you're saying prepping, I was locked in. I think you were, too. We're going to overtime. I was already gathering my thoughts about, okay, how do we start? What happens with the coin toss? Who's going to play defense first? And I have to admit, I'm in a little bit of shock that he missed that field goal.
I'm absolutely still in shock. Just a tough way to end it. So for the Bills, The win gets them a step closer to 500 at 5-6. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Miami Dolphins. Meanwhile, for the Jaguars, it's a loss that sets them back in their playoff push as they fall to 6-5. And they'll have a chance at redemption next week at home against the Indianapolis Colts. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll